Most buyers that come to me think you need a property manager to run a short-term rental, even if you're out of state or in another country. But the truth is you don't. And we see people do it all the time. And if you have the right systems in place and know what you're doing, you can run an Airbnb from anywhere in the world. So most people assume you need to hire a property manager who's going to take a big chunk of your revenues, and you're not going to see anything going on with that property on a day-to-day basis. Yes, it's very hands-off, but sometimes hands-off can be a problem. And I see people sell because they've had their property managed by a property manager and then they don't receive the revenue they're expecting. So what I do, I work with buyers here in the Austin and Central Texas area to help them buy short-term rentals. I also own 2 short-term rentals myself, and I'm going to give you my recommended solution. And I've always been someone that likes to hack working remotely. I worked 15 years. I worked my East Coast job from the great state of Hawaii for 6 years. So if there are hacks about working things remotely, I usually have them. And you have to think about this in the same way. What are some of the components that you are going to need to run your short-term rental? And there are going to be things like the back-end systems, like the listing, the communication, the prices. All of that can be done remotely, and you can even partner with a company like Aaron. I partner with them to run my back-end systems, not because I can't, I'm a tech person, not because I'm not there locally, but because they do it way better than I do, and it takes it off my plate. And it's a lot cheaper than a property manager. So the back-end systems, all of that's handled through a company I use called Aaron, and they manage quite a few properties around the world. But then the next components are the boots on the ground. And so within the boots on the ground, you're going to need a cleaner. Cleaner is number one important, someone that is your teammate that is going to be there every single checkout. They're going to be your eyes and ears of the property. If anything's going wrong when they're there cleaning, they're going to need to have some quality control in place. Cleaner, super important. The other boots on the ground that you'll need is you'll need a lawn service or outdoor service, pool service. If you have a pool, you need the pool maintained. Trash. Your yardman is probably not going to do your trash, but that trash has to be taken out weekly. And with a short-term rental, sometimes you can have a lot more trash than you would normally have at a regular house. So trash service is important. Those are all your like regular everyday things that you'll need to have in your portfolio of boots on the ground. Then you'll need some like one-off emergency situation boots on the ground. A handyman is really nice, a plumber, AC, electrician. And then lastly, you'll need someone to maintain your consumables. So every property is going to have paper towels, sheets that get stained, coffee, cleaning supplies, soaps, all of that. And someone will need to maintain those consumables. So it sounds like a lot, right? It sounds like you need to build this huge power team, but sometimes they can overlap. Like one time I had my pool cleaner also become my trash person. Sometimes handyman likes to help you with consumables, things like that. One thing that we find helpful is if you don't want to do full-on property management, which yes, is very attractive, but a lot of times they don't get the results you're looking for, is to hire a co-host. So a co-host is similar to a property manager, but they're usually an individual contractor person that will check off some of those boots on the ground roles. A lot of times they'll do consumables, they'll be the emergency point of contact. Sometimes they help with communication. They often have their power team of plumbers, handyman, electricians, all of that available for you. So a co-host is a great way and kind of a different process than a property manager. And so that's usually what I recommend if you're out of state and maybe you have a really busy job where you can't handle emergencies or you can't handle communications. Co-host is a great alternative to a property manager. I know this seems like a lot, but once you get it all in place, you can get your property running like a well-oiled machine. And then sometimes you have to make changes. Your handyman moves away or your cleaner's not doing what you thought, and you make changes and tweaks here and there. And I've done that along the way, but it's just like getting everything set up in the beginning so that you can build that well-oiled machine. And the goal is obviously you do it, it works well, and you rinse and repeat, buy more properties. And then you have that same crew that's working at your first property work at your next one as well. And then everyone wins. Oh, one other thing I recommend is just it's a separate topic, but it goes along with this topic, is to have guest insurance. So Airbnb has air cover, and sometimes that will cover things like broken furniture, damaged property. But sometimes I think it's good to have double coverage, and there's companies out there that do that. Reach out to me. We can talk a little bit more about my experience with that. But just last week, I had an AC freeze over, flood the downstairs ceiling in the primary bathroom, had to have water remediation done, as well as the drywall completely torn out and repaired. Yes, it was a problem. It sucks, but I actually got reimbursed through my guest protection insurance. And so it helps keep your property maintained when emergencies happen. And it gives me a good peace of mind to have that. So reach out. We can talk more about that. My contact info is below. If you're thinking about buying in Austin, Central Texas, or even other markets, reach out to me. I can chat with you more about it.